Hey, what's going on, everybody? I want to start tonight's message off with first thanking all the essential workers, who are still getting up every morning, working doubles, going to work, especially with the healthcare. If you're in the healthcare field, I want to personally thank you for getting up and making a difference, caring for people who can't care for themselves. That's very important because with everything going on, excuse me, with everything going on, you have a lot of elderly people and younger people who can't really care for themselves. So, they're relying on you, not just to, fulfill your duties as a professional, but, to also keep them in good spirit. Because sometimes you're working these doubles and, for people who work in the hospital, you're maybe sleeping in the hallway or in the break room, just trying to get some rest, and you're still getting up in good spirit. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for making a difference. Thank you for doing your part, going above and beyond, because it does matter. If people don't tell you thank you, I'm going to tell you thank you. But just know that what you do matter. And it's from everybody who works from, if you're cleaning the bathrooms in the hospital to, if you're working in the operating room, everybody who's just showing up to work. But on the way home today, I was really thinking about something that was dwelling on me. I heard some news today from the job that I work, from the country club that I work at. And, I thought to myself, when is the last time you've been put in a situation to where you had to trust, where you had to literally, God put you in a situation to where you got to trust him. And, no matter how it works out, it always works out for the better. But, a lot of times when you're put in that scenario, if you're, a lot of times we go to the extreme. We go to, it's, what am I going to do? And we start to worry. And although worrying is a flesh thing, a human thing, I look at it like worrying for me is like, if I look at it like food, an analogy like that, it's the easy to go to. It's the ready-made stuff. It's the fast food. Whenever you're placed in a situation where you have to trust him, where you have to trust God, always think of it as, if I'm put in this situation, that means I know he set me up for something better. I know without a doubt he set me up for something better. He's changing my character. He's making me uncomfortable because I have to, change something, or, I have to get out of the old me and get to the new me. And although people are going to tell you to, to rejoice in those times, you should rejoice in those times. But the reality is some people, you are going to be a little depressed. You're going to be a little down, and, you're only human. So, I just want to remind everybody that, whenever you're faced with these difficult times, whatever it is, and, whatever you're going through, some have more difficulties than others. Just look at it from the point of view that, if I'm here now and, things are going pretty okay, and now I'm going through some rough waters, think to yourself, what is God up to? What is he's up to something. He's pushing me forward. He's changing some things. He's making me, he's going to do something. So, do your best to look at it in a positive light, because, you don't want to miss out on an opportunity to be awesome. It's a thing that I say all the time. When it's just like an opportunity to help somebody else, or to be there or for somebody else, or, just to kind of show good character. But you never, ever want to miss out on an opportunity for a won't he do it moment. And I know a lot of you out there know what I mean, won't he do it? It's times where you up against the wall, you're on the ropes, you're just getting, you're getting hit, and you can't do anything else. You just keep getting hit, and you're wondering when it's going to stop, and everything is going wrong. But then at that moment, he'll turn everything around for you, and you're more like, dang, like I thought I was it. I thought it was over, and, that's when sometimes you got somebody come by you and just say, won't he do it? It'll be like, yes, he will. Yes, he will. We have to do our best to stay encouraged, because you never know who you're next to, who you're going to encourage next to you. So, personally for me today, it wasn't the best day. I came into work a little frustrated, and I wasn't giving off my best character or my best vibrations. And, that's my fault. And I apologize for anybody who I was around that, couldn't get the best me. But, driving home today after I heard some news about, somebody who just potentially got the virus, it made me think to myself, one, I was glad that the guy is doing a little bit better, is doing more well. And two, it made me think like, when's the last time you've been in a situation where you had to trust him? Because it's easy to trust God when you're getting everything, when you still have a job to go to, and when your bills can be paid, and, you have food on the table. It's a little more difficult to trust when things start running a little low. You start, like I said, the first thing you want to do is worry. It's the first thing you want to do. And, but you really shouldn't worry at all. I understand we're going to go through that, but you really shouldn't worry at all, because if you really look back in how many situations God has helped you out of, and every time he's helped you out of these situations, he's always set you up to become greater at whatever you're doing or wherever you're going. You may think where you're at right now, like, oh, I'm not really making a difference and, no one cares, and you're going through it. But then, down the line, when you look back, like, oh, I didn't even know God was doing that to me. I didn't know he was helping me in that way. You have to be put in certain situations in order to grow. You're going to have to be a little uncomfortable. And I look at it from the point of view, we always want to skip past that chapter that, God is reading to us and telling us, like, if you follow this, I'm not saying it's going to be comfortable. I'm saying that you're going to be all right if you go about it this way. But we always want to turn that page. And God is letting us know, like, let me turn the page. You're going to go through this process. And I understand that you're not going to like it. It's going to be a little uncomfortable for you. And, you're going to hurt. But you have to trust me wholeheartedly, because when you look at it from that point of view, you realize how much God loves you. He's going to place you in a situation, but he's placing you in that so you can become stronger. You can become, you can evolve a little bit more as far as character-wise. And sometimes it's something you're not picking up on. So he has to move you out of your environment into something else, because you wouldn't be able to catch that lesson around the people you were around. And they could have been great people you were around, but maybe you just wouldn't be able to catch the lesson that he was trying to drop on you, or you wouldn't be able to just catch that blessing. So it's like I said, think back tonight, think back and, like, when's the last time God put me in a situation to where I have to trust him? Like, you don't have anything else to do but trust, because the way you're doing it is not working out, and we all get to that point where you just, I give up because everything I'm doing is wrong, and that's when you just, at your weakest point, that's when he's going to be strong through you. He's going to show you, like, if you just rely on me, if you just go the direction that I'm leading you down, and I already let you know I went before you. Before you start saying that I can't go down there, God, because it's dark, or I can't see, or they don't like me, or whatever the case may be, you have to understand that he's telling you, I went before you already. So I already checked the whole surrounding or the whole environment, so you're good. As long as you, do what I need you to do and do as I tell you to do, you're going to be good. But, sometimes we lose focus. And then with losing focus, we get so used to doing everything ourselves, because we think that, well, I know best. I know what's best for me, but who would know you better than you? That would be God. God would know you better than you. You could think you know yourself inside and out, but the reality of it is, as we grow older, we find out more things about ourselves. So I dropped a post not too long ago, and it was just telling people, like, spend time with yourself, and you'll start to figure out more things about yourself, and you get to know yourself a little bit more. And that's when you can kind of, if you really dwell on those times, you'll think to yourself, like, dang, like, I don't really know everything about myself, but God knows everything about you. He knows what's good for you. And sometimes we will sacrifice what's good for us in exchange as what's good to us. And you don't want to confuse those things. It's okay to have some fun, but it's always best to go with what's good for you, because, it leads to longevity. It leads to good health. God doesn't want to put you in a situation where you're going to be harmed. But you always, like I said, you always want to look out for those moments where, that those won't he do it moments. And people see me post that online now with the Scriptures brand. You'll always hear me post about, won't he do it? And you'll see it on the shirts. And, if you really think about it, like that feeling you get in your heart when you feel that triumph, like, dang, God really saved me from that trap. And, and you think to yourself, like, dang, won't he do it? Like, yeah, he did do it. He did do that for me. Didn't have to, but he did. Even though I tried to do it my own way, and I was trying to turn the pages and skip that chapter, you got to go through each page to go through each chapter to get to the next chapter. And some chapters are not going to be as happy, or as they're not going to be as fun. Some of them are going to be, very uncomfortable, but You know, remember the good chapters that you had, and remember the ones that weren't so comfortable for you. Remember what you gained out of that. You know, so it does us a great deal to remember who he is, remember what he's done for us, excuse me. And to remember that, you know, we got to put all of our trust in him. It's like I said, it's easy to do when all the chips are up and everything's going your way. It's easy to trust God. But when everything is going down, I'm not saying you're going to be in cheerful spirits and like, oh, you know, I'm homeless, but I'm going to trust God. Of course, sometimes you're going to be a little aggravated, and you can tell him, like, God, I'm frustrated. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, like, you got me out here. I'm freezing, you know, but like I said, you have to trust wholeheartedly, you know, that it's always going to work out for the best. It's always, no matter how bad it is, it's always going to work out for the best. That's about it. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Like I said, once again, I want to thank all the essential workers for showing up to work, for cooking food for the people who can't do it themselves, for the people who can't bathe themselves or take care of themselves. Whatever you're doing, I don't care if it's the smallest job out there. I want to thank you for showing up, you know, and doing your part and going above and beyond. And, you know, I just pray you guys keep doing it every day. Thank you. Stay well, stay blessed.